Hello and welcome. Right, I've got the roller rolling and the cedar is about to seed. Let's have a look actually. Yeah, remind myself what is on. I do remember. Yeah, that would be so useful. The white, that's the one we've got on. It's the same as the one we've got right here, but it's not. It's the Challenger. It's the white version. So yeah, it is really very useful. I think we can sort of pass with the amount of the team we've got is just about there. We could do with another transfer really, but our cash is too low, so let's just remind myself as well. What, yeah, that Sam has again, it's always appearing in these sales. It's weird how some items seem to, yeah, so we're doing all of our oats, aren't we? That's what we've got to do. In fact, you know, I've got to be honest, I think we'll do this ourselves because it's less faffy. Yeah, I'm going to say my words though. We've got to do the other field too. Have I actually prepped that? Remind myself. Let's have a look. Field 2. That looks fairly cultivated to me. Right, yeah, okay, let's get stuck in because it's going to be me and me on this one, I think. Yeah, I'm going to see you guys and girls on the other side. Just remembered we've got a ton of wood to do, haven't we? It's me like doing this. I think we'll leave the workers trundling and we've got plenty of work to do. I do, and I remember that the price was not too bad either. So that means, yeah, let's forget that. We are needed elsewhere. So yeah, you are the one we're going to need, aren't you? And I'm not sure your weight is going to be good enough. And right, we're going to need the. Yeah, we were looking, weren't we, at things to actually do with this. I think, did we actually lease anything already? Let's go to the shop. In fact, let's take this to the shop because it's going to have to be this. I'm just not sure of the weights. There's I think we'll leave the weights. Yeah, no, because we'll take it because we can always stick it on the front 3-button link if it's not right, can't we? Thinking about it. Yeah, we've got to shift that lot. I'm not sure if we need to like grab a telehandler. We could sort of lease the shops. I've always said it's not ours, but you could use that as in like in real life where you say, well, can we lease that? Because the shop are always leasing things. It's not like that's a new thing, but you could have an agree because it's the shop's one that it's a little bit cheap, but like you basically I give the money away that it would cost me. We could see how much it is and like do it half because it's not, I don't know, is that too cheeky for me? But we'll have a look because I think it was a telehandler that we'd settled on. Our money has gone up though. I mean, we're still buying things like the roller but we should soon be like not buying things. Yeah, I mean, as in like really most things should be got now. Yeah, the only thing I'm really feeling, which I did in FS25, was the paint and repair settings. That's really awful. It is. So did I buy anything? That's also we're going to need to. Yeah, we're going to need a lorry. Yeah, because that's only like got bale configuration. Right, okay, so we didn't do anything like that. Let's have a look at... Yeah, I'm sure front loaders didn't have a proper option for woods. It was just that awful wood grapple that's really not very much good. The foot with grapple though, that might work. Yeah, the log fork is definitely... Yeah, okay, that might actually work. Yeah, we do. also going to need to release. Let's have a look at wood things, because we definitely need a proper wood to load into. Doesn't need to be, I don't know, it does need to be quite large. Where are you hiding? Here we go, wood transport. Is there one that's a lorry? Ooh. It's a bit expensive, isn't it? Compared, I think it's cheaper to like lease the proper one. That's only that. Do we need front guard? No. No, I'm happy with it. Actually, probably it's not going to make any difference though. But yes, we will lease that. Yeah, and we're going to need a dolly as well. We haven't got a dolly. No, I'm sure we haven't actually. I think it's in miscellaneous. It's the miscellaneous, that one there. And lease you, it's almost the same price. Right, smashing. So we're in business. Let's grab it. Well, we don't know how good the grapple's going to be, but apart from that, we really are in business. So we're going to need to. Still not sure about the weight. I think we're going to have to grab the biggest weight, which is what? 1 ton. Oh, oh my life, are these the biggest? No, they're not. I was going to say 1.8 and 2.5. That might be a bit too big. Yeah, let's try it. We might be able to offset. Stick it. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to stick it on the front, aren't we? Whilst we do the dolly. Yeah, because it is with the hitch that we've got need to access is like, yeah. Oh well, it is what it is. At least our fields are being sowed as we. Yeah, that's the most important task we've really got, which is the oats. But obviously this has got to be done as well. We can't leave those trees lying around. The other thing is, I'm not sure about the rice fields. I tried it on Bhutan Pansai and didn't work out quite to plan. But that might have been the field itself. I think it was, but I can't guarantee that it is. So if we stick. How's that going to be? I'm not sure. I'm not sure it's going to work. I'm not sure at all. If we grab you, we stand the best chance whilst connected for that weight not to be too terrible. Ooh, be careful. That's not. Other way. Go all the way around. Not the easiest of things really to do with this thing on me. Now then, it's just about managing it. We shall see as we travel whether we're skipping, whether your wheels are lifting slightly and you're not always got traction. That's the interesting bit of this, because you think everything's alright and then it's not always. Yeah, it seems to be very slightly that we're not always touching the ground, but it is very slight. What we really need is to go uphill all the way back home, and then we should be alright, because it'll push the weight backwards. Oh, the joys of weights and the physics. Yeah, should have brought a second tractor really, then we would have been absolutely fine. But this is the very best we could possibly do to get this job done, so let's crack on. Yeah, I'm going to say my words though, because this is going to be quite a lot. It might be awful, it might be the quickest one as well. We might need to switch to a telehandler. and lease the shops and like lease a bigger grapple and all that. The only thing is there's no weights at present for the telehandler, not even with the weight packs that I've left just the original weights because I'm really waiting for special weights like my one by Kilo Modding. That's they're the ones I tend to use the most. Yeah, the others like are just, they're all right, but yeah, I might wait a long time for that kind of mod though, really. So we shall see. Let's drop this from weight off first, and drop you off second. And yeah, we might need to hook up something. Oh, actually, yeah, there's a point. The dolly, our truck should do that, really. Think of, oh, he's nearly finished that field. Excellent. Yeah, we just need to drop you. It is that same attachment, so we should be alright. Perfect. We could stick a couple of logs, but I thought it was like, I did think for a minute about, oh, this is a fairly big, and I thought, not for logs, it's not. No, ooh, wow, that's awful the way that the steering has gone now. Reminds me of an old arcade game. We were really good, and then all of a sudden a massive update, and now steering's terrible. Seriously, giants. Yes, I'm not sure about the losing of the field, whether we'll be able to pick it up again and like go from there. So we shall see what we shall see. Yeah, we've got to get this done this month though. There's no extension to the field. That's what I was thinking. Right, let's see. I know we can't pick it up ourselves. I'm just like trying to see. Yeah, it's not even giving me a hand. It's like laughing at me and saying, no, don't be silly. Right, anyway, yeah, let's see if we can grab monsters like that with this. And I think it's still gonna laugh at me if I'm honest, because that is a big tree. Well, it won't let go of it. Yeah, it's sort of as if it's stuck in it, and it's not. You can see it's actually plainly just got it, and that's really is unlocked. So there's no. He's listening. Yeah. So it will work with those monster logs. They are monsters. Of course they are. I mean, we know that. There's no denying it. But yeah, we can do it. That's all that matters. So I'm going to go straight back in. I just wanted to like talk to you for a minute just to see. But yeah, it's get some used to this new way of doing things. I mean, it's not. I'm not saying I don't like it either. Yeah, it's just getting some used to the fact that those limbs are now staying. And giants have always felt so strongly about. I mean, it saves you an awful lot of work, but it used to obviously seriously ruin how much cash you got. So if that's obviously got to now have been changed, or else it's going to be difficult to get to. Right. Anyway, that's my problem. Yeah, I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. Right, this has gone beyond, yeah, that 19 grand I'm going to willingly give myself up. This is just merely going into testing now, because this is like silly. I can't even steer right. It's like, telehandler's one of the most sensitive steerers in the game. It's like, I can't steer it. It's awful. It's like oversteering, and like you can't correct it for ages. It won't come back in. So, I mean, I've always found, I mean, especially when Giants change mechanics like this is like really, all of the, every single rule you ever learnt about, I've never been terribly bad at all of the forestry, because it's what I cut my teeth on when I came into the game. For ages I did forestry. I don't do it anymore because of the stress. I have got high blood pressure, and it's probably the worst thing I could possibly do, because I always find it stressful, because it does things like this where things are like really, and me as a person, I'm more important than like playing a game, so I try and avoid this. But obviously, yeah, Hobos Hollow, likewise on FS22, there was difficulties in the beginning of the game with that, so I just thought, well, why don't we just shove the wood across the roads, because Giants are going to make this a little bit better in time. It's just its worst possible thing right now. And this, I'm never going to get the 20 grand back for this lot of woods at all. It doesn't grab things, things don't grab, then you like catch hold of the wood like that, and the grapples, always found that those grapples, the woods, they don't always open, and then they won't shut. And yeah, I mean, this is an old friend, but again, I don't know whether even this has got, remind myself, how do I open this thing? Just remind myself, it's a long time since I've used you. Now it's turn. So well, it's got to be one or the other. Control group crane, that's exactly what I want. So why have I not got any option to open my claw then? If I do both, it is both. Okay, so it's right, fantastic. Both bumpers, which is a long time since I've used this. Now then, let's see this as a matter of weight. Now, can you lift this with all of those tree limbs on? Or yeah, it's weird, they've got collisions sometimes. Right, let's chop some of these. I mean, it's awful carrying them through town with like, because some of these don't chop. Yeah, it's awful. And of course, that you'd think there's no collisions until the traffic hits one of the collisions. So I had to switch traffic off, as you obviously saw. But what I mean is that it was literally because of the traffic hits one of the bits of wood that seemingly is not, you know, like that's not on, and it really is on. And these are a bit of a nightmare as well. Yeah, like multiple. Actually, I don't think that one is. I think that's just two trees. You know, the other one was. It had split into two, so let's have a look. May as well. Right, let's stop annoying everybody with that open. No, it is. Okay, yeah, it's sort of catching on all the bits of wood. Then it close it right up and down. And then lift. Well, it's certainly not lost its strength. I suppose we could sort of go underneath it with the... I mean... Yeah, that's the other thing. I was like thinking, don't overload it. You don't know if the truck's capable of lifting this, because the weight on this is like 10 tons. So let's just see. With all of those, yeah, it's doing weird things. Yeah, it's like moving. I did find that on the very first time. On Zelonka, I was a little unsure as to whether I was happy about it or unhappy. I would have thought I could have lifted those little ones by hand, but it still doesn't, like, it's not having any of it, so... Let's see... I don't mean it nasty, but you're only going to be able to shift one or two of these monster logs at a time because of the way that it is. It would take you hours, real time, to shift this for a few thousand. That's just not a good use of anybody's time at all. And I've got no control over how this hangs. So, as good as this butte is, and it is a very, very beautiful thing, it's going to do what it wants to do because I've got no control over it. Yeah, which sort of means, yeah, exactly, some of it's not going to go in. That's going to totally go, like, I know, having logged for a long time, exactly how this is going to go. I might actually be able to do that. Yeah, that might actually work. Now then, open. No, straight up. Okay. I like the straps. Now they are something I do like. But this is just one tree, unless I'm going to have to take this one at a time. Because it's filled that, and... Right. I'm just not sure what to do. I'm not sure how to carry on because of how long this is going to take. I haven't got my entire life to like lead to like doing something like this, and it sort of drags in the ground. It sort of switches collisions off to a degree. But this is one tree. We haven't got many of these, thank goodness, this particular type. We've got 3 or 4, but this... I mean, yeah, it really, I suppose, maybe as simple as getting these out of the way, but if you've got to spend 20 grand on grabbing one of the L180Hs all the time to shift a few of these, because the telehandlers is well beyond it can't... they're not log bolts, they're manure grapples, but they are good. They're one of the best things, base game, to actually deal with these. I don't think, to be honest, there was that much wood equipment was ever made in FS22. It's almost like most people have given up logging or put up with what you get given at the base game. I can't remember. Mind you, I don't concentrate on it and I never grab it, so I could be talking nonsense. Yeah, I'm not sure, really unsure as to what we do, whether we just like, I spend 10 hours shifting wood a log at a time for these big ones until we get down to the smaller woods. And I mean, yeah, it is this one. Well, we will indicate as if traffic's on, but I can't switch it on while I'm shifting these logs because, yeah, these side limbs just attack things, so... Ooh, that was a bit close. Oh, I've come the wrong way, haven't I? You can get to it still, but I've given myself additional problems to overcome. Might have helped, I suppose. Actually, it probably has helped in a way. Right, switch the interactive zone markers on. Yeah, we're about in, and it's one object. So how much do you get for one monster tree like that? Do those tree limbs lower it as well? Just a little. 65. That's, yeah, wow, that's awful. Come on. 65. It's a tree worth thousands, so yes, the limbs do. You can't chop them all off though, so yeah. 2, brilliant. That's £2 to, oh well, yeah, let's switch the, I think we will do, let's stick to the dollars and that back. I've been on like euros, I think, for the last few settings, few like times I've been on the game, which is annoying to everybody, I realise. I'm all of a tizzy, if I'm honest. Yeah, it's like really got me annoyed. I don't know how to handle something like this when it's all a mechanics issue and we've spent half of what 20 odd grand on bits and bobs, more than 20 odd grand, which is a farm like us cannot afford to lose that. It's got me totally stressed. I don't know how I can deal with this with the present tools, and yet I've obviously chopped the wood. This is sort of like where if the tree devourer existed at present, I would be just tempted to just destroy everything, because I have not got the time to actually deal with it. It's not like Hobo's Hollow. I mean, we took that. It's hard to, and especially for that, when it takes all of your profit for a giant log like that should be thousands, and we got 65, was it? I can't even remember. I'm just so angry at really how terrible this is at present. Yeah, words sort of fail me at present, they really do. I think what we're going to do is I'll finish the fields, and let's indicate, let's not forget all. Yeah, this really, I wish I could wood chip. Again, it's that we're at the beginning of the game, but I mean the mechanics are awful. I mean, the biggest thing that's affecting me even more is this new steering. That's like, whether they meant to do it or whether it's just like something's not quite right, but it's like everything's in slow motion, and then you can't steer back. It won't steer you back. And I mean, in a telehandler, you're used to them turning quickly. That was like worse. It was like the steering had gone even worse on the telehandler, and I was like, why are you not turning back in? So I'm yeah, I am. Right, okay, well, let's at least finish this field, and I shall deliberate whether any game is worth this kind of stress, or whether I just down tools on this Let's Play until... Yeah, I can't be bothered. I don't mean it nasty. It's not... What I mean by I can't be bothered is, as I said, having high blood pressure and that type of stuff, I don't need this like level of stress. This is not what I call entertainment, and it's not entertaining for other people either, really, when things don't work right. Come on, we can do this. Yeah, we should take over. Wow, we only just did it in this field. Actually, that doesn't surprise me. It's a big field. Yeah, I wouldn't mind if I can... I'm just, at the minute, with the way things are, not equipped to deal with it. As in, like, literally not equipped to deal with it. Yeah, and then, I suppose, if we just earned 20 grand off that... I know we'd never earn that, but what I mean is, if you imagine we got paid very well for that log, you'd, like, be in a different sort of thing. You'd think, oh, well, okay, it's worth taking one tree at a time. But for $65... for a tree that is worth thousands, that's just a real kicker, and I can't undo that. Well, I can undo all of the thing, or I could give myself the cash for it and say, well, that was worth what, 5,000, or... And I suppose I could do that. I suppose what we could do is grab the next big either oak or hickory and chop the tree limbs off and see. You've always got to have one of those moments of tests where you're like, well, does that still... Because some of them aren't choppable, but some of them obviously are, as we sort of showed a few minutes ago. So, yeah, I think what we'll do is I'm going to down tools after this. I'm going to go on one of the other Let's Plays and I shall contemplate what I'm going to do next on this. Yes, we're sort of stuck in March until we can deal with it, really. because I'm not going on to April where I'm going to increase the field, and I've got no cash to increase the field now because we've obviously leased. I mean, that was more, as I said, it was testing, but if you did have to do that, can you imagine how many of those hickories now that are $65 we'd have to like take in? It's just a travesty. Yeah, I think we end here. I think it's just the last little bit. I think that is it. Let's have a look. It is indeed. Right, fantastic. Well, that worker did a cracking job. Whilst we were doing something that's gained the farmer absolutely nothing and has lost the entire session on doing something that's not benefited us at all but cost us a fortune. Yeah, much of it's a learning curve, I know, but I'm just, it sort of stressed me out to the level that yeah, we need to, no, I've got to walk away from this. It's one of those moments where you're all a dither and shaking, and it's got you that sort of stress that you like have reached your limit, you know, basically. I think I'm going to go New Frontier. So yes, apologies for having a meltdown sort of like this, but I've got to be honest, it's just not there. It's just a joke. And I mean, losing what should have been thousands. Say we'll do a wheel when I've calmed down and I come back in, we'll do one of those big hickories like this one. This is, I think, the only one we've got left. We'll chop these side branches off and we'll take that. Just, I mean, this is it wasn't quite as big as this one, but I don't know how many we've got left. We took that other one and I think we only had about 4 of those giants. The rest are sort of like reasonably sized trees. Yeah, that we have got the one that we've dragged across the road, I think. Yeah, I mean, I love the graphics, I will sort of say that. This doesn't always go to where you need it to either, as in like it will hook to the tree body. Although you've always had to get your angle right with this kind of tree anyway, so yeah. So I suppose if we, yeah, let's just calm down and I'd like to just see for a similar tree that's delimbed, how much do we get? And I am, for once, I am going to like put my foot down and say no, I'm not willing to. Do these tree limbs? No, these are the ones you go through them. So if you get like penalised for that, then I am going to really like spit my dummy out of the pram. I am. Yeah, so we've got to go to about that with the rotation of the tree. That's the best we can manage. I've always, whenever this has been a thing, you know, like you're doing, having to delimb trees, always never been sort of fully aware to what extent you're supposed to do this. Is that? Oh no, it is. It's just a big limb, that's all. Yeah, what I mean is, before we get penalised, I always have wondered, well, how close to the tree do I need to get for it not to like punish me for the limbs? It's also hard to get the little bits. It's an awful lot of work when you're like delimbing a tree to this extent. Yeah, no, that one's not one. That one is. Let's try that. It's almost becoming a second tree, really, at that point. Don't think these are. Yeah, you see, these kind of limbs, they're not real. So yeah, I would have thought you can't get penalised for that, really. So let's just delimb the bits that I know. That's not one either. And so we're learning about what is and isn't a limb now. I mean, you know, and I'm not being sarcastic either. I'm sort of being serious. That's the new thing that you need to know, isn't it? Really. Okay, let's go grab the L180H. I actually had the good fortune on Silver Run to actually own one of these. We got it in the sales. It was one of my prized assets. It was. So Yeah, well, I did say that. I really did enjoy using the L180H. It was a beautiful bit of kit. Well, it still is, but you know what I mean. Right, so, both and down. That's it. I love those. Yeah, the inner claws are the real workers here. So if we just hang around like that and lift that, we should be able to sort of drive underneath it. And we'll take this to market and we shall see what we should have got for that last one. Oh my life. Gordon Bennett. Yeah, they still cause havoc. These bits of wood that you can't... Yeah, I was tempted with these little ones here to like destroy them with lumberjack, but it can't do it at the minute. It's not destroying them. It's like showing like green to chop them, and I'm like, I don't want them any smaller. I just want them gone. But yeah, it's not having any of it. So yeah, this is going to be a bit of a struggle because I should really reverse. Can we sort of sneakily grab like that? We can. Now we do let the L180H do its job, and so this is dealing properly. Everything left on it now is not real, as in like you can't chop them, as you saw me like do this. So let's just open that now. No. Ooh. Just want to let go, that's all. Or was that the entire tree? Why can I not strap any more? Okay. Is there any more of the tree? I don't want this to be an unfair... Yeah, we chopped that bit there off, didn't we, as well? Let's see what the main body's like. I mean, we could sort of guess roughly from... Hopefully this is not going to punish us, because we can't chop any more off. Let's just see. Am I right about these big ones here, though? Yeah. It's not showing any chopperies. It's like there. That's your lot. That's it. And that's what I'm saying. Got to be honest, it's a real departure from everything giants with bits of tree limbs dragging around in the road and stuff. Seriously. It's just seems so unprofessional. It just doesn't seem real or right that they've like... Yeah, well, that's it now. You've just got like bits of tree that's dragging around the road that in real life would be causing havoc. But you can't even chop them off, even if you wanted to, for realism. That right, bottom line is that is it. So that we've done everything we can. All of that is like an illusion. Although, as we saw from that car attacking us, some of them have got collisions. So that really, you've got to have it that it's either got collisions or it's not, really, or not. If you're going to make that decision that we've got to ridiculously drag entire tree tops, which I've been dragging against everything I'm passing, they wouldn't be able to go through the bridge because it would be dragging on the side. So we can see there's no collisions, it's going into the road. And it's happy about that, so the collisions are all off. But what I mean is I can't chop those. I couldn't make the choice of, oh, let's chop those limbs off because that's it. There's no more chopperoonies. Right, okay, let's... Actually, it was a good move to come down. Not this one, the next one, because you can actually go straight on then. I mean, it was a sheer fluke that we found this out, but that's not the point. That might actually be... Yeah, you've got to be careful turning with trees like this. The front of it. I don't know where the collisions start and end. The beautiful graphics on this, though, I've got to be honest. I am absolutely, really nicely shocked. Surprised, not shocked. I'm shocked by the present situation, but not the game. The graphics are amazing. They are. when these initial problems are sorted, I know we'll be right. It's just that living through them whilst it's like this, you've got to like think, well, do I leave logging for a bit until giants resolve this weirdness? Right, so then, how much for this giant tree that's delimbed completely? And we will give ourselves the cash for the other one as well. Oh my no, that's got to be wrong. That's got to be wrong. That's ridiculous. Yeah, that's definitely wrong. So whether logging presently is just, as we've just seen, it's definitely not profitable. Because I think if we've got trees, that's a giant tree, a beautiful giant tree. Well, it was. And that kind of wood is the sort of wood that's worth a lot of cash. Even the big, how broad the tree is and the rest of it, it's worth a lot of cash. So definitely not 428. So something, either we're not able to, should be chopping off more tree limbs, but we can't. It's just not working properly at the minute, or I have no idea. If I chipped a tree like that in FS22, it would be one of those that you get 60,000 litres from. One of the, no, not quite that. That's a bit of an exaggeration. So 28,000 litres on some maps you could get from those really big red trees, which I would say these are the equivalent. The big red ones where you'd like go with a chipper and like you'd fill a 30-ton or maybe even more. Some of them were a bit bigger actually. It's true, because I used to think, oh my life, this is, if I'd got the Tree Devourer, the Devour Trees by Rory Christie, my favourite go-to, then that would, I'd like think, well, if I got enough space left in it out of the 50 tons, of, you know, like because I'm filling my trailer up, will I waste 20 tons of chips? So that was always a consideration. Yeah, there is another one. Well, it's sort of now become a matter of clearing wood for the sake of clearing wood, which we did want to do, but obviously this, I always thought this was an asset that would earn us a bit of cash, not that would like be leasing and not even breaking even with the leasing costs. I mean, I knew the L188, so that was more of a test to think, well, do I need to like get a monster like this to actually lift trees like that? So I'm going to leave it here because I am really still upset, even though I'm calming down. I refuse to carry on. Yeah, definitely. I hope you'll join me next session where hopefully we'll get on with a bit of farming because, yeah, tangling with trees at the minute is rather stressful. Now, I do realise, obviously, the bad thing about posting any video is this is like 1 week in. Those who come, like, they get the game at Christmas and all that, these things may all well be ironed out for you, and I hope they are, because this is terrible. It really is. But, yeah, all that remains to be said for this particular session is thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you can stick with me on this journey, and I'm going to say goodbye for now.